So today I have come up with a very interesting topic for you, all of you. So everything you need to know about ICMR JRF 2022 is the topic today. So with no more delay, let's get started to the video. Learners, this is Caroline Green from Biotechnica. So let's talk about ICMR JRF 2022. So first, let's talk about what is ICMR, which is Indian Council of Medical Research, which is going to be a funding agency mainly for the medical research projects, which actually also helpful for many young individuals to pursue their PhD through fellowship, which we are going to talk in detail about it. So ICMR JRF examination is purely going to be an objective examination, or we can say it's going to be MCQ types, and it's going to be online based, or we can say computer based examination, and this examination purely based on the merit. So we know the purpose of what is going to be ICMR JRF, which is very important for people if you are finding any kind of fellowship to join as a PhD scholar or a researcher. Okay, what about ICMR JRF 2022? So when is this examination going to be conducted? Yes, this year, which is going to be September 23, 2022, which means we solidly left with some 15 to 20 days, which means the exam is on the line. So this year, we can say ICMR is actually collaborating with PGIMER, which is at Chandigarh. So this year, so you can just log into two of the websites, which I'll be telling at the end, whether to PGIMER and apply, or either to ICMR, and you can apply for this examinations. Okay, the most important detail that we are going to talk, because this is about ICMR JRF 2022. Is the application process started? Yes, the application process has already started, which we can see it over here. The date for filling of online application form is started by July 29th itself. From morning 9 a.m. they started the process. And when is going to be the last date? This we have to take into consideration because we are left with very less days. So the last day for applying to this examination is on 29th August. So we are left with some 15 to 20 days. So make sure you apply it very quickly and grab the opportunity. So when is the exam? Yes, just now we said it's going to be on 23rd of September. 23rd September 2022. So if you're going to ask me a question like, is it going to be one shift or two shift? This ICMR examination is going to be only one shift, which is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. only, which means how much is the duration of examination is going to be? The duration of examination is 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So ultimately it's going to be 2 hours, which is 120 minutes. And what is the mode of examination? Yes, definitely it's going to be online based or computer based examination. So make sure you are remembering and applying it within the stipulated time. To be very specific, the last date is going to be 29th August, 11:55 p.m. So make sure you apply it a bit before. Okay, what about the examination centers? So if you're going to check in over the brochure, you will find the list of the test centers where you can go and write the examinations. So I have listed all the 12 test centers which is available. So Bangalore, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar, Chandigarh, Chennai, Delhi, and Guwahati, and Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Srinagar and Varanasi. These are 12 examination centers. So make sure whichever is comfortable for you, you can go in for it. The next one, what is the medium of test paper? Yes, this is really important. You're going to have only English as the test paper. So the medium of the question paper will only be in English, not any other languages, only in English. And what is the type of examination? Just now we have said it's going to be objective, online based test. Now the question arises, is it going to be conducted how many times in a year? So if I have to talk about how many times, does ICMR is going to conduct this examination? It's always going to be once a year. So this year it is on September 23. So every year it's conducted one time. Okay. What about the age limits? So if you really wanted to become a JRF in any of the ICMR funded projects, it's not going to be any other project. If you are writing this examination, you can avail JRF fellowship from ICMR only if you avail ICMR funded projects. So if you are belonging or if your age is within 28 years, because the maximum age limit is 28 years, if you are going to be above 28 years, if you are belonging to a male, then you are not eligible to apply. Suppose there are some relaxation which is given by ICMR. So it's a golden opportunity for people who are belonging to any of these categories. So what's the age relaxations? There's a 5 years relaxation is given to people belonging to SC/ST and physically handicapped or visually handicapped, and very specifically to all the females out over there. So 5 years, so it's going to be till 33 years. You can actually write this examination. Suppose if you are belonging to OBC non-creamy layer category, then you also have a very good opportunity. It's going to be 3 years relaxation. So till 31 years, you can write this ICMR JRF examinations. Okay. What should be the qualification if you have to write this ICMR JRF examinations? So very important thing, it is going to be if you are from BTech or if you are from MTech in biomedical sciences. And if you are belonging to B Farm or even M Farm or D Farm, then you are not eligible. Yes, you are not eligible. This is really important. So if you're belonging to any one of these things, then you are not eligible. Then who is eligible? Yes, if anybody is from MSc or MA, very specifically we'll be talking about MSc in any of the life science background or MA in any of the arts background. We'll be talking about all the things here, or equivalent degree in basic science, any basic science or any professional courses. This is very important, with a minimum of 55% of mark. If you are going to be a general category, you can be belonging to a general with EWS also. So 50% is going to be SC, ST, OBC and PWD. If you have all these things perfectly fine, then you are good to go and sit for ICMR JRF examinations. Suppose if you are a final year MSc graduate or MA, which means if you are belonging to the final semester, which is going to be the 4th semester, if you're going to ask me a question, can I apply? Yes, you are, but in a result awaited category, you have to submit a form. That's going to be the condition. So what are the conditions to apply under result awaited category? Yes. So you need to submit an attestation format, which will be available in the annexure, which you can actually get it over, and signed and certificate by the HOD or the head of the department of the organization where you're literally studying. And this doesn't make sure that you are going to get the fellowship, which means you're provisionally admitted to write the exam. Even if you have cleared the examination, ICMR JRF, if you have cleared, only if you provide a certificate that you have passed in MSc, then they will provide you the JRF fellowship. If not, you are not going to get the JRF fellowship. So make sure you are actually sticking on to these points. What about the examination pattern? We know about how this ICMR JRF examination is going to be. It's going to be only one paper, not two papers like paper 1 and paper 2. It's going to be only one. And the medium of examination, we know it's going to be English. And the test consists of 2 sections. So I'm going to make it 2 divisions over here. So one is going to be section A and the second one is going to be section B. And this section A is actually common for whether you are belonging to a biological science background, or if you're belonging to, suppose, let's take an example like sociology, MA in sociology. For anybody, this section A is going to be common, which means section A is going to be general aptitude session, which is going to be common for anybody who are going to write this examination. But if I have to talk about section B and section C, section B is for biological sciences or life sciences, and section C is for sociology or many things we are going to see in detail. Okay, total number of questions you have to attempt, so which means 125 questions you have to attempt. Let's talk about the examination pattern. So the first section is going to be general aptitude, which is going to be common for both the individuals, like we can say if you're belonging to life science also or to social science also. So there are going to be 50 questions and all the questions are going to be compulsory. And for every correct answers, you're going to get 1 mark. So totally it comes around 50 marks. But if you make any wrong responses to a questions, so there will be a deduction of 0.25 marks. Okay, what about section B and section C? Section B is mainly for life science. So this is going to be the subject code. If you're belonging to social science, the subject code is going to be section C. And it's a subjective paper, definitely. And you are going to get 100 questions. And out of 100 questions, you're not supposed to write all the questions. You can just attempt 75 questions. And the same applies over here. So every correct answer, you'll be getting 1 mark. So the total is going to be 75 mark. The same applies here. The negative marking is going to be 0.25. So total questions, if we have to talk about, it's going to be 150. But out of 150 questions, you will be dealing only with 125 questions. So the first section is going to be compulsory. The second session, which can be either of life science or social sciences, you can just choose whichever you find it comfortable. Okay. What about aptitude sections if we have to talk about? So there are very specific sections we are going to deal, which is going to be scientific phenomenon in everyday life and general knowledge questions in sciences and common statistics. If we have to talk about scientific phenomenon questions in everyday life, we can talk about global warming, or we can say greenhouse effect, rain, wind, snow, and we can also talk about volcanic eruptions can be a question, or it can be questions from hurricanes, erosions. All this can come under this category. And if we have to talk about general knowledge in sciences, it specifically you might have questions based on materials, or we can say very specifically the nanomaterials or synthetic materials or nuclear sciences and measurements. And if we have to deal with common statistics, so statistics, you can have questions based on probability. We can say it's mainly based on probability, or we can say data analysis and interpretations. And then we can have hypothesis tests and correlations, regressions, experimentations and sampling questions. Usually you will get under this category. So this is going to be common for all the individuals, whether it's going to be life science or going to be social sciences. What are the subjects which is covered in life sciences, which I told you, which is going to be section B. So since if you are belonging to a life science students, then you have to choose the subject code, which is going to be section B. And microbiology, you can see all the things which is given over here: physiology, molecular biology, genetics, biochemistry, biophysics, botany, veterinary sciences. All these things comes under section B. And what about social sciences? Yes, social sciences is going to be some of the things which is listed over here. So sociology, anthropology, public science, everything will be coming under this. So this is very important if you are belonging to life sciences. This is the subject code. So you will be attempting section A and not section C. It's going to be section B if you are belonging to life sciences. Okay. What about the fellowship? How many fellowship is given to people who have cleared this examination? There are many people who actually write this examination. But how many fellowship is actually given to the ones who have cleared this examination? The total number of fellowship which is given by ICMR is actually going to be 150 every year. And out of this 150, 120 fellowship is actually awarded to the field of biomedical sciences, or we can say to life sciences. 120 is for life sciences and the remaining 30 goes for social sciences. So the 30 is for social sciences. So we have 150 fellowship. Out of that, 120 is for life science candidate. If you have cleared the examination, they're going to fund you. What is going to be the validity period of this ICMR JRF fellowship? So the validity period is going to be very less, which we can say, which is only 1 year. So the validity period is going to be only 1 year from the date of issue of the award letter. This is really important. The next one is going to be, suppose, if you might think, there's only 150 fellowship available. What about any other fellowship is given by ICMR? Yes. So the fellowship is actually given by ICMR. There are yet another 100 candidates will be selected, but it is, we can say it may or may not be declared. It is according to ICMR. So they can give additional 100 fellowship or they may not give you 100 fellowship. But this is very important. But these candidates who have this 100 fellowship have to take up projects only on ICMR projects. And then they can enroll themselves in PhD. Suppose if they have given this scholarship, some extra 100 fellowship is given. How much is the validity period for this? So here, the validity period of this result, if declared, we do not know whether it's going to be yes or no. It can be declared or it will not be declared also, which will be given for a period of 2 years. So this is for 2 years. Until that period, you have to get a ICMR funded projects and then you can avail it. Okay. What about the emoluments? How much fellowship this ICMR is going to give you? So the position we know it's going to be JRF for 2 years and SRF is for 3 years. The same applies like the CSIR. So the stipend for month in HRA is going to be 31,000. And if after 2 years, it will be upgraded to SRF, which is going to be 35,000 with the house rent allowances. So the annual contingency for both the JRF and SRF is going to remain the same, which is going to be rupees 20,000 per annum. Okay. When this ICMR JRF will be given to candidates after clearing the exam, suppose if you have cleared the exams, when will they give you this fellowship? This is very important. So the award of JRF will be given to the eligible candidate when you are going to enroll yourself to a PhD program, and very specifically in any of the universities, in any of the national laboratories, but very specifically, it has to be a ICMR funded project. Then only they are going to provide you this fellowship, the same emoluments that we have seen. So you have to register yourself, but in a ICMR funded projects. That's the most important condition given. Okay. Is there any aggregate mark cutoff for selection? Yes, there is an aggregate mark cutoff, which means it's a calculation of both the section A and section B. If you're going to be life science, you need to have 55% of your marks if you are belonging to general category. General. And then OBC, EWS and OBC. And 50% is going to be for SC, ST, PH and visually handicapped people. It's an aggregation mark of both the things, which is section A and section B, or section A and section C. Okay. We are going to have some analysis of the previous year ICMR JRF cutoffs, which we can literally see. It's ICMR JRF 2018 cutoff. So you can see general is going to have 65 and OBC is going to have 60 and SC is going to have 55.4 and 50 and then 60.2. And ICMR JRF, if you can see over here, 2019, there's going to be a gradual little bit differences. You can see this is for the general and this is for general EWS and this one is for OBC. So here there's a little decline, we can say, and here also there's a little bit decline in the cutoff, and here there's a gradual increase and here there's a gradual decrease. And ICMR JRF projects, this is for projects, which means the additional 100 fellowship is given, right? That's going to be this one. So here 61, this is for 55 is for EWS and this is for OBC and the next is for SC, but the next two is not given during that period. And ICMR JRF 2020, you can see for general and for OBC and also for SC, ST and PW is given. So this is going to be the cutoffs which has been given in the last previous years. Okay, how do we have to apply for this ICMR, which is going to be on September 23rd, 2022. So you can go on to the website, which is going to be icmr.nic.in or to PGIMER Chandigarh. You can go to that website. So you're going to see some pages, which is going to be like this. And then you have to go in for your registration process. If you have already registered, then you can take your admit card. If it is notified that the admit card is going to be available, you can just log in and you can take it over. Make sure you are actually applying it before the time. Okay, what about the application processing and examination fee? If you are belonging to general, or if you're belonging to general with economically weaker section or OBC, the fees is going to be rupees 1,500 along with some transaction charges. And if you're belonging to SC or ST, it's going to be rupees 1,200 along with transaction charges. And person with disability or transgender, there's no fees at all. So if you're belonging, or if you are a person with disability or a transgender, there's no fees for you to apply for ICMR JRF. Okay, what's the mode of payment? Yes, the mode of payment is going to be through any of the online mode, debit or credit card and net banking. But very important, payment through UPI shouldn't be done. So we can say you should not do your payment through UPI. So make sure you're not doing it through UPI. So today we have talked about how to do or how to prepare, how to apply basic things. We have talked about ICMR JRF 2022, which is on the line on September 23, we can say. So if you are one among them who are preparing very cautiously for ICMR JRF, so we have come up with an interesting thing that I'm going to tell you. If you are preparing for ICMR JRF, there is a very special news for you. So we have ICMR JRF exam revisor kit specially for you, which will be given in the description box below. Just click onto the link and you are going to be benefited, and it's going to be really, really helpful for you. And if you have any more questions on ICMR JRF or about the application process, you can put your questions in the comment section. And if you really like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And moreover, join the Telegram channel where you are going to get all the updates and information in one nutshell. Thank you all of you for joining, and I'm going to meet you back again in the next video. Thank you.